My name is Elizabeth Janzen, and I'm Assistant Professor of Flute at Texas A&M University, Kingsville. This video is part of a series of mini lessons designed to highlight practice techniques and approaches that you can use to better prepare for the 2014 Texas All-State auditions. Today we're going to take a look at the second Etude, number 35 in B-flat minor by Karg-Elert, and how you can polish your performance by playing with the right style. In an etude as difficult as this, it's easy to get bogged down in focusing on the notes and rhythms, and certainly these areas are essential. You don't want to move past that until you feel comfortable. However, at some point you will need to begin polishing this etude, and style is the key. In this music, it's important that it has a feeling of lightness and simplicity that in no way gives your audience any clue as to the true difficulty of this piece. The question is, how do we accomplish this? The trick is in the articulations and the dynamics. Let's take a look at the articulations first. Many of the melodic fragments in this etude end with a staccato. First, do not tongue the staccato note. The staccato is an indication for the length of the note, not the attack, and if you tongue the note, you'll add heaviness to the music. Second, but related, don't tongue the end of the note either, or use your lips to stop the air. The lift that you're trying to achieve comes from open and directed air that continues through the interval. To practice this, try isolating these intervals. So, for example, we're going to take a look at the first released note, which is the D flat on the downbeat of the first bar. Go back one note to the A flat, and you're going to practice that interval repeatedly. Start by playing a long D flat attached to the A flat, taking note of the quality of sound, trying to get your best possible performance out of that note. When you're happy, then try shortening the D flat to shorter and shorter increments. But while you're working, even though the note is getting shorter, you are being careful to maintain the quality of sound that you achieved when the note was longer. Once you've mastered this, you can either add the preceding notes, or you can continue this type of work on the other intervals in the section that you've decided to work on that day. The same approach is valid for the eighth notes that are staccato. For example, the last note of the first bar. However, eighth notes are, of course, although it's a small amount, longer than 16th notes, and you want to make sure that that is reflected in your 16th note, in your articulation as well. Now, dynamics can also help us achieve this feeling of flexibility and lightness in this piece. In particular, the hairpin dynamics, the crescendo and decrescendos that happen back to back, can help give us this flexibility within a strict time. By moving forward through the crescendos and backing off through the decrescendos, you can create the illusion of direction within the beat. So, for example, in the second bar, the first two large beats feature a hairpin crescendo-decrescendo pair. If I play these two beats strictly in time, they sound like this. But if I push just a little bit and release just a little bit, I create the illusion of flexibility and direction and a lightness that makes us love listening and playing this piece. Be careful though, this is a minute change. If you do too much, you will rush. The leaning and the falling away from the beat is within the larger beats. So if you're counting 16th notes, you won't feel it. But if you're counting larger groups of notes, that's where you can start to play with the basic pulse a little bit. These are very small details which, as I mentioned before, you only want to address once you feel solid with the notes and rhythms. But if you're able to reach the point where you can add these ideas and polish your performance, these will help to create a beautiful performance that's fluid and elegant, and everyone will enjoy listening to it. Good luck and happy practicing.